This year is shaping up to be the second coming of the real-time strategy genre. 2025's RTS lineup shines bright, and if Tempest Rising didn't quite scratch that classic Command & Conquer itch, then get ready. Stay put while I tell you all about Red Chaos, the Strict Order. It's great to see another indie developer attempting to help us relive our greatest strategic memories from the 90s. And they're even promising a full campaign after early access. Can they succeed where bigger studios have failed? Let's find out. From the moment you see the UI in the top right corner, Red Chaos instantly feels familiar. It's heavily inspired by Command & Conquer, and the game makes no attempt in hiding this. And I love it for that. The last truly great Command & Conquer RTS was arguably Red Alert 3 in 2008. So I have no issue with a developer trying to revive the genre when EA clearly has no interest in doing so. Sure, we got that fantastic remastered collection in 2020, but that was a beautiful look back, not a new chapter. Let them make their heavily monetized annual garbage while we enjoy proper games from ambitious indie developers.
The only thing I can say about that is, oh, snap.
Red Chaos takes us back to the roots. Total War, Civil Uprising, two factions, and a never-ending conflict. You'll instantly recognize the classic buildings, clearly distinguishable units, and two hugely different factions. The organized military force and the Guerilla Uprising. You gather resources, claim oil rigs, and occupy buildings. Sound familiar, right? Combine that with solid gameplay and a killer soundtrack, and what could go wrong? Well, we need to take a closer look, as some things are clearly not ready yet, but more on that later. Developer Squarecut Games is a three-person team working split between Germany and the Ivory Coast. They describe themselves as being shaped by the unprecedented rise of the video game industry, and they recognized their love for the RTS genre as early as the 90s, which has accompanied us to this day and encouraged us to develop Red Chaos. They hit the perfect timing, as the iron grip of the MOBA genre, which originated and evolved from RTS mods, is slowly fading. There's a rising interest in the RTS genre again, and since big studios and publishers are no longer interested, I'm glad to see smaller studios being created by passionate indie developers. And their love for detail can even be seen in the options menu, with plenty of graphics, sound and gameplay options, along with fully customizable keybindings. So, what exactly is Red Chaos and who is it for? The game doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, and that's a good thing. After booting up the game and completing the tutorial, you'll feel an immediate urge to jump into a 1v1 match against an AI opponent. You'll instantly feel at home, recognizing the menu, the map, and everything else. It strongly feels like you're back in the 90s with a sense that Yuri is watching over you.
No comrade premier. It has only begun.
Everything you'd expect is there. You place your first buildings, construct a barracks and a factory, and start training your war machine to steamroll your opponent. And the next thing you know, you're moving out to secure map control. He who controls the spice controls the universe. Oh wait, wrong game. You have to micromanage all your units individually, create custom control groups, and you can easily select all military units at once. The game even has some features that support you with this, like the ability to instantly select units with green, yellow or red health, making it easier to save wounded units or reposition them. It's a very nice idea that makes micromanagement more accessible. The controls feel okay, but a little more polish and responsiveness would do wonders. You'll also gain abilities like a scan, create an outpost, or an airstrike from time to time. The developers have clearly cherry-picked the best ideas from across the CNC franchise. You'll feel hints of generals, a dash of Tiberian Sun, and a whole lot of Red Alert. Your units will also level up when they kill enemies, though I haven't seen any visual enhancements for higher ranked units like in generals, which is a bit of a shame. Your arsenal of troops is a nice variety with classic rock paper scissors mechanics, even displayed when you hover over the units to train them. An interesting feature that will help out new players a lot. As you expand your base and build more advanced buildings, you'll get access to the big boys, like powerful tanks, airships and super weapons with devastating power. It's not new, but it feels familiar in all the right ways. Like running into an old friend who still knows your favorite drink order, which is beer, of course. Nothing here is a groundbreaking revolution, and that's precisely the point. It's a comforting, passionate and incredibly solid execution of a formula that RTS fans have been starving for. But don't get me wrong, the game is nowhere near finished or polished, and there are still some problems I have with it. Let's break them down. When your units get attacked, mostly only the single unit in the bulk defends itself, and all other units ignore the attack completely. There seems to be an option in the menu that should fix that, but I think it does nothing and I couldn't get my other troops to defend. But keep in mind, it's a demo, it's still early. On a positive note, there's a very cool AI difficulty setting, where you can not only choose the difficulty, but also whether the AI is passive or aggressive, and whether it trains only air or ground units. It's a neat idea that makes practicing your build orders way easier. The controls are okay, but could use a lot of polish. While unit selection is fine, the pathing and ability selection or casting feel unfinished and will require some work. The UI could also use some work. While it looks pleasing and is even different between the two factions, a bit more clarity would help a lot. Most of the time I needed to read the entire tooltip to figure out which building I was missing to construct the one I wanted. But here's the critical difference. When a AAA game launches with these issues, it feels cynical. When an indie game has them, it's the transparent reality of a small, passionate team building something ambitious. The developers at Square-Cut Games are in the trenches with their community, constantly gathering feedback and improving the game. They're building it with them, not just for them. Since there's already an interesting, although low budget, intro cinematic, I am very interested to see what the team will cook up. A good RTS lives and dies by its campaign. While a solid multiplayer experience gets people excited and keeps them playing, without a campaign to hook them, player numbers will never be high enough to establish a healthy online community.
World order under a single regime. The Iron Hand.
So, after several hours with the demo, would I recommend Red Chaos: The Strict Order? It's a cautious yes. So are you looking to relive that Command & Conquer experience you had on sleepless nights 20 years ago? If so, you are the target audience. And can you really skip this game? How the game will reach anyone outside of this group is beyond me, but I think that's exactly what the developers are aiming for. The glorious days of RTS games might be over, where they dominated the esports scenes and every major event. But with more and more indie developers recreating and reinventing games we loved in the past, I am very pleased to see how interest in the genre is resurfacing and growing. To prove my point, check out my video about upcoming RTS games in 2025 to revive the genre. And maybe you'll discover something else worth checking out. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to discover interesting new Indian strategy games that might have flown under your radar. I have been the Indie Crawler, and thank you for watching.